Hello everyone, this is the Cult of Cosmos group video. My name's Tony.
My name is Daniel.
My name is Edgar.
My name is Brian.
Hey guys, I'm out here. I'm on Soy. Hi guys.
And this is our project.
Enjoy.
Our values include communication, respect, integrity.
Hello everyone. I'm here with the God of Sense. I wanted to call myself blessed enough, but sadly I have to interview him. Now, for our cosmos, what would be your social order?
So, our perfect social order would be the gods, of course, and then you, the God of imperfection, and then, of course, our high priests, our chiefs, soldiers, civilians. All right, God of imperfection. If you're so keen on our cosmos, what's our typical foods?
Well, I would say I am rather keen. The typical food that we have in the cosmos is soups and sandwiches. Each kingdom having their own different type of soups and sandwiches depending on the resources around them. So yes, I would call myself rather keen.
So, God of Imperfection, what is an example of monumental architecture in your cosmos?
Let me show you, wise guy.
Hello everyone, coming in from Univision Noticias. I'm out here at the gates, or what you could rather call the elevator of Elysium. And I'm out here with the four gods, not including the God of Imperfection, because you know what? That guy is not a good guy. So here, we have the God of Sense, and the God of Wisdom, my goat, the God of Creation, and the God of Destruction. And I've been blessed enough, I'm going to be able to conduct some interviews and show you guys a little bit more about the Gates of Elysium. And would you mind getting out of the camera frame? Thank you. This is for Univision, very important. All right. So I've been blessed enough, I'm going to interview some people, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I can of Elysium. And let's get started. I'm here to be here with the God of Wisdom and his majestic bodyguards. Now, I was just going to ask the God of Wisdom a couple questions. So, God of Wisdom, what is the process of getting into Elysium?
Well, the process isn't as simple as you think. You have to live your life with respect, integrity, and always communicate, as well as being peaceful amongst your neighbors, friends, and family.
Okay. Now, my other question, what is the journey to get here into Elysium?
Well, the journey, it's difficult. You have to show respect to each of your designated gods, always pray, and always be thankful for what we give you.
Okay. And now, when the soul dies, what journey does it go to in order to reach Elysium?
Well, they're gonna first experience what some might call a limbo. They're gonna be pushed into this space amongst all the previous champions, and then there will their heart be put on a scale and it will be weighed out with the good and evil that they've done with their lives, and that will designate their fate for eternity.
Okay. And I think that wraps up our interview with the God of Wisdom. I just want to thank you, the God of Wisdom, obviously, and
Of
your
course.
beautiful bodyguards. And I think that's a wrap for this interview.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with the banks. Each bank is for a god, and these banks are actually used as a place to pray and worship our fellow gods. So let me give a quick tour around. So this would be the bank for the God of Wisdom. He's a great guy. Um, God of Sense, also a great guy, or it, or she, or whatever they feel like. And then over here, we got the bank for the God of Creation. And then we got another bank for the God of Destruction. Now, each bank, all very important, but this is a place where people could come in, worship, and really show their devotion to their gods. And I think this
Hello,
wraps it up.
everyone. So we're gonna get started with our creation story, beginning with first me, the God of imperfection. So long before we had the Big Crunch and the Big Bang, we had the God of imperfection's cosmos. Now, in the eyes of the God of imperfection, this cosmos was perfect. It was perfect down to the smallest details. And the God of imperfection found himself a lovely wife and a beautiful daughter. Now, one day, out of nowhere, him being the only God, he saw his wife and daughter taken away from him alongside the entire cosmos in what could be labeled as the Big Crunch and the Big Bang. Throughout throughout that time, when he saw the other cosmo be created, he swore revenge. And since then, he's been looking for the elements to destroy the cosmos, but also to recreate his perfect cosmos in search of his wife and daughter, hoping to one day recreate them again to be able to hold them in his arms.
But that was the God of imperfection story. The way that I see it is there was a void, there was nothingness. And then one day I blew up. And then that created the entire void for what would eventually become the rest of our cosmos. After I seen nothing had ever been created except for what happened with the God of imperfection, I created this canvas that we could then draw on to create the rest of the universe from this point forward. On the first day, I created that canvas, and then on the second day, the God of creation flooded the entire universe with the seeds that would soon become life. Eventually, on the third day, creating the planets, the trees, the stars, and everything that could be imagined now. On the day after that, the God of creation made the first people. These people have no name, but the God of sense and the God of wisdom gave them the ability to feel, see, hear, taste, all five of their senses, while the God of wisdom gave them the knowledge to use these five senses in a way that would benefit them going forward. Me and the gods gave man the gifts to create a perfect world, a place where imperfection doesn't exist. But it doesn't seem that this worked. As time went on, greed began to plague man, and the God of imperfection had begun to start his rule on the rest of the universe once again. Once the first man slaughtered another, I realized that this universe could never be one that me and other gods may have envisioned. But instead, it is a place of cruelty, a place that knows no bounds when it comes to evil, and that is when I lost all the spirit that I had. And in that moment, the God of imperfection took over my soul and started what would be known from here on out as the darkness. After this darkness was created, I found a new purpose in my soul. I decided to give man fire, magma, the light that would then coat the entire world that they could use to fight the darkness. And that is when the story of our champions starts.
All right, got a sense. Can you give me some examples of daily living practices in your cosmos?
Gladly. An example of our daily living practice in our society would be um, each person praying to the respective gods and cupping their hands, putting it to their lips to signify to the gods their respect and appreciation of the gift of food.
What kind of currency do you have in your cosmos?
So in our society, we would either have the loonies or the toonies. And for smaller and less valuable items like food or smaller cosmetics, you would use the toonies. However, if you're buying such things such as property or a valuable rare mineral, you would use the loonie, as you see right here and right over here. There you go.
Wow.
I like the introduction of the yeah. Now, throughout the kingdoms, what type of government would you say that you have?
So amongst the kingdoms, though they're not perfect and you can find a flaw in every single one of them, most of them do represent a capitalistic government.
Well, it seems as my interviewee, the goddess Sense, has seemed to turn a dog, but let's see if this dog has anything to say.
All right, everyone, this is the God of Strength, and I'm here with the God of Wisdom. I'm here to ask you, what's the size and scale of our cosmos?
Well, the size and scale of our cosmos is as long as the Milky Way, but anything beyond that, that is where the God of Imperfection resides.
Now, what is the time scale of your cosmos?
Well, the time scale of our cosmos is that the days are 16 hours long, and our cosmos, the time period that it resides in currently, is the Roman era.
Moving on, would you say there's more astronomers or astrologers in your cosmos?
Well, in our cosmos, we have more astrologers than astronomers because we have a deep rooted belief in the spiritual and religion than science.
Furthermore, I'd like to ask what kind of selection exists in your cosmos?
Well, the type of selection we have in our cosmos is artificial selection. So when it comes to society's livestock and crops outside the cities, natural selection takes place. So the god of creation, I want to ask you, is your cosmos planetary?
Yeah, our cosmos is planetary. We have planet Tony, planet Edgar, planet Ka, planet Daniel, planet Bufordia, and the red winged sun.
So, what are your three laws of science?
So before I talk about the laws of science, I have to talk about our champions. For each god, they have their own corresponding champion, each with their own tools. Our best example of this is the champion for the god of anger. He wields a sword made out of a material called starphanite.
So, with this background information, how does this relate to your three laws of science?
For our first law of science, it's that the laws of gravity are opposite to one another. An example of this would be everything outside of our planet's atmosphere consists of water. Our second law of science is that cells only die if affected by an outside force. Our third and final law of science is the law of magic. Our best example of the law of magic in use is with our champions, like the champion of the god of anger, who uses fire.
How advanced is your cosmos' technology?
So, referring back to the god of sense, our technology is around the Roman era, the Roman periods. Our only exception to this is the champions with their respective starphanite relics.
Does your cosmos have artificial intelligence?
What is that?